January 24th, 2023. A quiet winter night in the UK. Tony, the face behind the channel Hunting the Unknown, had planned a solo adventure using the infamous Randonautica app. He expected a strange location, maybe a spooky walk. What he didn't expect was the most terrifying night of his life.
I just feel confused and I'm just a bit in shock at the moment. But you need to watch this and share this video, guys, because what I've captured is... What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining me on this creepy, spooky adventure. So literally I'm on my own tonight.
The video begins with Tony sitting in his car, nervously explaining the app. Just then, a loud knock hits the side of the vehicle. A flicker, then silence. Tony stares wide-eyed. He steps out, clutching a flashlight and his spirit box, muttering that he won't stay long. And for good reason.
You see, guys, but that is where the location.
The app's coordinates guide him deep into the woods, where he stumbles upon what looks like a crypt. That's when he hears it. Faint church bells, echoing through the trees. Suddenly, the chilling cry of a baby rings out. There's no one around. Still, Tony moves forward, deeper into the dark. He hears another scream, then watches his EMF reader flicker violently. Something is near. Panic sets in, but he doesn't run. Not yet.
What?
Then, between trees, he sees it. A pale face, still, silent, watching him from the shadows. Breathless and wide-eyed, Tony ran through the woods back to his car, barely able to speak. He sped off into the night, visibly shaken, repeating over and over, "I don't know what that was."
Oh my god. I don't know what I've seen.
Whether it was a hoax, hallucination, or something truly otherworldly, one thing is clear. The fear in his voice was real, and whatever happened in that forest that night, it stayed with him, haunting him long after the video ended. On a quiet evening, Carl, known for his solo adventures on the channel Welcome to the Woods UK, set out to retrieve trail cam footage he had left behind after a recent storm. The mission was simple. Check the woods, update his cameras, and enjoy the peaceful wilderness. But peace was the last thing he found.
Took the cameras with me, but nothing really happened, and I didn't really use it as a bushcraft sort of experience. It was more of a camp out and see what happens, and nothing really happened, so hence why you haven't seen any more video of it.
While hiking toward one of the cameras, Carl spotted something odd in the muddy trail. A massive boot print that didn't match his own. It was large, slightly sunken into the earth, and completely unaccounted for. "That looks like a toe," he muttered nervously while comparing it to his own gear. The unease was immediate.
This boot print doesn't match my boot print. It does look fairly old, but it is very strange and it's quite big. So it's definitely a man or someone that wears a very, very big shoe. I'll just spin you around to show you it. Look at that.
Later that night, Carl attempted to rest in his shelter, but just as everything settled, the silence shattered. A piercing scream tore through the forest, raw and blood-curdling. Carl's reaction was instant. He jumped to his feet, flashlight in hand, trying to locate the source, but no one was there. No movement, just dread.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear, but...
He packed up and left the area, unsettled and exhausted. But when he later reviewed the footage from his trail cam, things only grew stranger. A shadowy figure appeared on camera, hunched, bulky, and moving slowly through the trees. In one frame, it even seemed to pull down a branch. like it was hiding.
4:12 a.m. this figure comes into view. Almost looks like it's trying to pull something down from a branch above, acting in a peculiar manner. Then the camera takes a further 2 still shots of it moving further off to the left-hand side of the woodland.
The scream, the boot print, the figure, it didn't add up. Carl later shared his footage online, and theories poured in. One viewer noted it looked like Bigfoot. Another called the scream absolutely blood-curdling. Whether it was an unknown creature or just someone lost in the woods, Carl's experience has kept people guessing. What do you think was lurking out there? Meet Jasko, a YouTuber known for chasing the unnerving and unexplained. On this stormy night, he teams up with his friend Benjamin to explore a forest drenched in sinister local folklore, whispers of demonic rituals and haunting figures. Rain pours down as they pitch their tent, Jasko reading aloud a letter from a viewer who once explored the same cursed woods.
And after what we've experienced, I wouldn't complain too much about hanging in there for a bit, but we'll do our best. I promise you. You guys know we'll be pushing the boundaries however much we can. But if you guys are excited for this video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And also, we have a holiday giveaway going on.
What starts as storytelling quickly devolves into dread. They hear noises, muffled voices, sobbing, footsteps circling the tent. Tension grips them. Benjamin swears he heard a man crying nearby. The forest, now soaked and cloaked in mist, feels hostile. Still, they try to finish the letter, but the unease keeps growing.
In the ground again.
You felt something?
Yes. Oh, you hear that?
What the fuck is that? Hold on. What the fuck is that?
It was like a
I hear
like a
that.
shout or something.
Yeah, 100%. Like a man's voice, again.
Suddenly, a ripple against the tent. Something or someone brushes past the fabric. That wasn't rain, Jasko mutters. Minutes later, a throat clears just outside. Then the zipper moves. Someone tries to enter the tent. Panic erupts. Jasko and Benjamin scramble. No one answers their shouts. When Jasko steps out with a light, there's nothing, just soaked silence. But the forest feels alive, watching, waiting.
Some weird shit going on here, you know? Oh! The f was that? Who's there? Bro,
We didn't tell him the weird
no.
part about tonight.
What happened? Bro, I'm fucking.
They flee in terror, abandoning all their gear. 2 days later, Jasko returns alone. What he finds chills him to the core. Their tent is slashed open, its fabric gashed as if carved by a blade. Someone wasn't just passing by. They wanted in.
Back up the hill. So really weird as well. We weren't able to take everything with us when we left. We had the tent, sleeping bags, and a couple of other things we left behind. We were like, we're going to come back here during the daytime. And Ben?
Olivia.
Oh, Olivia, okay.
Whether it was a local lunatic or something darker rooted in the land's twisted past, the experience left no doubt. They were not alone that night. And sometimes the scariest thing in the woods isn't a ghost. It's a stranger who wants to stay unseen. On April 15th, 2025, the Wandering series uploaded what quickly became its most unsettling Randonautica exploration, setting his intention on something lighthearted: money. The creator hoped for a fun walk in the Canadian wild. What he found was anything but.
But it's not officially spring yet, so everything is just like dead. So it might not look the prettiest, but hey, I need to do stuff. And this video did really well last time. But by the time I kind of got everything uploaded, it got brutally cold.
The first point brought him to an old, rusted excavator deep in the forest. Isolated, abandoned. Odd, but explainable. He chuckled about stealing it, unaware the tone of the day was already shifting.
Excavator? Pretty sure that's what it's called, an excavator. Just out in the boonies. That's sort of kind of cool. Oh, but this is a perfect example of being able to lift you guys. You can like.
The second point changed everything. It led him to a place locals whisper about: the dollhouse. A shack crumbling in the woods covered in children's toys, broken dolls, and weathered stuffed animals. Many of the dolls were missing their heads, some burned, others nailed to the walls. It didn't feel like litter, it felt intentional. I think someone has a little obsession with baby heads, he jokes nervously in the video. But the mood darkens as he spots something resembling a bone near the shack. Just when you think it's over, it gets worse. As he walks away from the dollhouse, a clear voice yells, "Help!" from the trees. He freezes, panning the camera, but there's no one in sight. The voice hadn't come from any other visitor, it came from a direction he hadn't explored, off-path and distant.
The dollhouse.
The dollhouse?
We like to call it the witch's hut.
It does kind of look like a witch's hut.
No, apparently there's rumors that it used to be an art project that got kind of like out of hand.
Okay.
So more and more people keep adding to it. There's a couple of new things that...
Architect students, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what
it was? Oh, okay.
That's a rumor though. It's not confirmed.
Not confirmed.
But yeah, there's...
He debates going to investigate, then decides against it. The final Randonautica point leads to a peaceful, empty clearing. But the damage is done. One viewer later commented that the shack felt more like a graveyard of forgotten things.
Our final destination, which I think is just over here. Did you guys hear that? Someone just yelled, "Help." Like, it wasn't them. That was like a different voice. I'm gonna have to actually review that. That's weird. What's going on here? Someone yelled help.
Whether it was a haunted place or just the result of human decay, this random trip into the woods delivered exactly what he didn't ask for: a reason to turn back. On May 5th, 2025, the YouTube channel Driveline posted a short but incredibly chaotic clip that spread like wildfire across trucking forums and social media platforms. The video, taken at a Love's truck stop, didn't involve ghosts or creepy figures in the woods, but it still managed to deeply unsettle viewers for a different reason. It captured a real human breakdown in raw, unfiltered form. The video starts with the creator filming a fellow trucker who seems visibly distressed. What begins as an odd sight, him furiously wringing out clothes beside his truck, quickly descends into something more dramatic. He tosses garments around like he's in a rage, flinging water into the air and mumbling angrily.
I have no clue what's going on. What is going on? What the hell is going on?
The situation intensifies as the man suddenly kicks his truck's floor mats out, slings a full cup of coffee across the parking lot, and mutters under his breath with rising frustration. It's believed that the meltdown started when he accidentally spilled hot coffee all over his gear, clothes, and cab interior. A nightmare for any trucker who lives in their rig. The driver's anger doesn't just stay verbal. He begins launching his personal items, clothes, shoes, mats, like they were the ones to blame. The cameraman, stunned, keeps filming from a distance, trying to make sense of the escalating situation.
Then we got this guy going backwards in Fuel Island here. Not mad at that, I do that sometimes, yeah. But what is going on with this guy?
One viewer commented that this kind of behavior is the kind of mental cases they let drive down the highway, while another added he's on the road risking everyone's life. And while no one gets hurt, the clip ends up sparking a broader debate about mental health, pressure in long-haul trucking, and how quickly frustration can spiral in the most unexpected places. Was it just about the coffee or something much deeper boiling beneath the surface? On May 20th, 2025, the YouTube channel Om Mama Nu released a chilling solo camping video that quickly made waves. Known for exploring unsettling locations tied to true crime and folklore, this time Manu chose a site with a disturbingly recent backstory, a remote riverbank in Indonesia, where the body of a man was found months earlier. The victim had been tied at the hands and feet, weighed down with rocks, and dumped in the river. But what makes this place even more disturbing is that villagers reported ghostly visitations before the body was ever discovered. Driven by curiosity and his deep interest in the paranormal, Manu set up camp right on the very same riverbank. As the sun dipped below the horizon, he deployed a CCTV camera aimed at the water, just in case something tried to reach out from the other side. It didn't take long before things got eerie. Strange noises began creeping into the night. Bamboo creaking, leaves rustling, splashes from the river. At first, it might have been wildlife, but the rhythm, the timing, it all felt intentional. Later, when he reviewed the CCTV footage, he caught something he couldn't explain. At the 27-minute mark, a dark shape moved across the water, unnaturally smooth. Then, at minute 34, a ghostly figure appeared at the river's edge, staring directly at the camera, unmoving, like it knew it was being watched. It simply faded away after several seconds. Back at the camp, things only got worse. A cooking pot, which he had placed securely, was suddenly several feet away. No signs of animals, no other campers, and his batteries drained far too quickly. One viewer remarked that fear only empowers disturbed spirits, perhaps referencing how deeply shaken Mama Nu appeared. Even with his experience exploring haunted places, he admitted this one left him truly rattled. What did the camera capture? And what moved the pot in the dead of night? Whatever it was, it clearly wasn't ready to rest.